Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. Just a quick video today. I've been volunteered to do family stuff. Reluctantly, I must admit, but it means I've got to clean myself up and go out, which I wasn't planning on doing, which means I'm starting my day very, very early. And yeah, just a quick word about the Facebook group. The number of members is slowly growing, slowly but surely. Several people I declined. It's based on, if I've never heard the name before and the questions aren't answered, it's coming out of the blue, so I go and have a look at the page, and in both cases one was extreme politics all over the page, and obviously that might not have been brought into the group, but somebody who is of that mind is going to take that opportunity. And I don't need those sort of members, basically. And the other one was just absolutely splattered with swear words. I mean, the language on that page, as far as I was concerned, was disgusting. And again, if somebody's of that mindset, you know, they're going to bring it into the group in their comments and things like that. So 2 people have been declined so far. That's not bad out of the number I've got. I'm quite pleased. And everybody's staying nice. You know, the comments are nice and polite. Everybody's sort of getting on well. As I've said before, any little arguments breaking out will be trodden on. Not having it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way the group's going, and I can see people are, you know, members are getting more confident. There's far more posts coming in, you know, people asking questions and responding with the answers, and people putting in their opinions. As people get more confident that it's a safe place to be and you can say things and it'll be appreciated, the better it'll get. You know, I've seen some of the other orchid Facebook groups where somebody gets brave enough to make a comment and 6 people shoot them down in the next 10 minutes. Well, we're not having any of that. Everybody's welcome. Your comments are welcome. Your posts are welcome. And let's keep it nice. It's a place for orchids to share. And especially as not everyone can do videos and do the YouTube thing. Even though that's my main thing. But yeah, so that's that out the way. I've got a couple of nearly blooms, but as I won't be filming for a while because of the show coming up, I thought I'll do them now and then we'll come back to them later, possibly when they're fully open. My Dendrobium Inlay Alan has just opened the first 2 of its blooms. They're not fully open yet. The 3 sepals curl backwards and then the 2 petals follow and fill the gap. But I just love that deep colour in the centre. I mean, that is a rich greeny yellow. It's a gorgeous colour. So we got the first 2 open on there, and round here the Dendrobium aphyllum is just starting, and it's behaving almost as expected. The blooms tend to come out together on these long cane dendrobiums, and sometimes they open from the bottom of the cane working backwards, which is what this one's trying to do. Yeah, so this first cane that's opening, it's opened its blooms from this point up to here, and it will work backwards up the cane, the complete opposite to what a lot of other orchids do. So that's that one coming. I'm pleased that that's opening. Not fully open yet, we can't see inside the blooms or anything, but you might be able to just catch the veining on the inside there as I move it. So that's to come. This caused a little bit of fuss, the little Phalaenopsis, because the photo I took on Facebook obviously doesn't. I should have put my hand in there really, because everybody said, "Oh, how have we missed that in your collection?" Well, that's how you've missed it. It's tiny. But I must admit, as the blooms open more, compared with when I first saw it, I'm now starting to like it. I was a bit disappointed at first, but the red is becoming more dominant on the blooms as they open and age. So that's the first cluster to come out. That's the first time bloomer for me. And now I've got a conundrum. And I think I know what it is, but I'm going to ask and see if anybody knows definitively. This is Dendrobium primulinum. And I've seen posts on the Dendrobium species site, which would agree, and in other places on YouTube and various other orchid related sites. So I'm quite happy. But I've also seen another complete set of circumstances in all of those places where Dendrobium primulinum has got bright yellow in the centre. Totally different. And I think it's because of two countries that are involved. Don't ask me which ones, but it's probably something like Vietnam and perhaps Thailand, something like that. And it's two different forms, and I'm not sure whether they've actually got formal names or not. But to have one that is distinctly this colour and has no hint of yellow whatsoever, to then get one that has bright yellow in the centre of the lip, it looks like two totally different plants to me. Now I know there's a bit of fuss on naming primulinum. It's chopped and changed over its history quite frequently, and it is easily confused with quite a few other dendrobiums, you know, from similar areas, very similar appearances, same climate, same everything like that. But if somebody's got a definitive answer to why one set of primulinums have got bright yellow in the centre and mine and many others haven't, I'd be interested to know. It's just one of those things that's in the back of my mind, and I haven't been able to find out the answer. And I wouldn't mind knowing, you know, just for a point of reference. I mean, I'm happy that that is Dendrobium primulinum. I suppose I could be wrong, and I was given a plant with the wrong name in the first place, and I've just stuck with it. Who knows? Anyway, that's that. The other thing I wanted to show was the Hancockii, Dendrobium Hancockii. It's now got quite a few blooms open. These blooms last ages. So, you know, the first one that opened on this, which was some time ago, is still there. No blooms have dropped yet. But we've now got quite a few blooms out, dotted around, and many more buds to come. There's still an awful lot of buds on this plant, an awful lot. Compared with, I think last year I had like 3, maybe 4 blooms, but that was its first year with me, so I was pleased that it even bloomed at all. But it seems to be going a bit mad this year. It's got quite a lot of buds on it. I have seen a picture of this that's like a mass of yellow. I don't think I can compete with that. But these blooms are, they're another one that you need to see for real. That's an older bloom, so that one's starting to fade a little bit now. That was probably the first one. And this is a fresh one, just opened. And the real difference is the depth of colour in the centre. These are incredibly attractive blooms, and they are fragrant, but you've got to get close. I mean, the distance I am now is, whatever that is, that's about 10 inches from the bloom plus the camera. And then a gap so I can see the screen. So I'm probably about 18 inches away, and there's no hint of fragrance. You've got to get close, but when you get there it's worth it. It's a lovely honey type fragrance is the way I'm sort of describing it. I'm not very good with words for fragrances. And very soon we've got another Tulumnia just, oh, that's probably far too, so I got the camera right up near the roof over my head now. But yeah, that Tulumnia is going to be properly open soon. I think that's Black Magic, I'm not sure, but we'll have a good look at that when it opens. And in addition to that, just starting to crack the blooms up in the corner there is Dendrobium Stardust Firebird. AKA I'm a Kiki machine, but the plant I've got at the moment seems to be deciding to do blooms instead of Kiki, so just for a change. But we should have a nice little splash of orange. The Stardust Firebird is classed as a nobly, and it has got some nobly in it, but I think it's got a lot more Dendrobium unicum in it, just because of the bloom shape, the patterning and the colour basically. So we'll have a look at that. Oh, when it gets a bit closer. Videos will be thin on the ground as we approach the show towards the weekend. But yeah, so a few things coming, and I'm hoping to do, I've got a lot of watering to do today, and I've got to be out. So that's why I'm starting the day really early. think it's only about 6:15 at the moment. And of course we got the silly clock change at the end of this weekend, so that'll mess my days up. But anyway, I'm hoping to do some repotting today if I can get back in time. If not, then that ain't going to happen till next week, because I've got stuff on the go. So we shall see. Anyway, just a chat, and again, thanks for all the people joining in with the Facebook group and taking part, not just watching, not just looking, if you see what I mean. It seems to be quite active. A good few people commenting and replying to comments and all that sort of stuff, and an interesting variety of posts coming up. Some are just text, just a question, you know, which then everybody sort of joins in with what they think, and there's some interesting answers coming up, and saves me putting photos up there all the time. You can just get on with it and I'll just keep my eye on it now and again. Obviously posts have to be approved and new members have to be approved, so I do have like a daily tasks to do, but as long as lots of other people are posting stuff and the conversations are taking place, you know, my role is relatively simple. It's just to keep the peace, basically. Which so far is, you know, it hasn't really come up. So we'll get there in a minute. And not far down the line, I think these are going to open. I'm not sure how big the blooms are, so I'm not sure how far advanced these spikes are. But there's a good few of them. It's going to be a good show. And yeah, not bad. The last of the Oncidium type blooms are going to go soon. This was the Tahitian dancer. And then I've got 2 Shari baby spikes just starting, and nothing else. All the Oncidium types I've got, no spikes. But you know, they've done their blooming. They did that. Now it's their growth season. You know, that's what they're going to do. This one's already made a start. Got some nice new growths coming down here. And the what the hell is that? That's the Sotoanum, the parent of one of the twinkles. I mean, the new growths on that are going mad. I mean, they're getting large. So I would say a safe bet is that will be the next Oncidium type to come into bloom. Maybe the Shari baby will win, but these growths at the front here are all new growths coming out the side there, and these 3 stonkers in the middle. So we'll see. It's like a little race, but I'm really looking forward to Sotoanum coming back into bloom again. That was a spectacular show. It was in bloom when I got it, so these will be my first blooms if and when it gets round to it. No reason why it shouldn't. It's a strong plant. It's growing like mad. And those new growths, the roots were relatively young when it was repotted. Well, they've already reached the side of the pot and are heading downwards now. So that root system's getting strong as well. So that's good stuff. And the little Sarcochilus spike. One last little bloom to open. I don't know how long these last, but the more I look at that, the more I like it. As I said, I'm not rushing out to buy another couple of dozen or anything. But, you know, if the plants don't get too much bigger than that, they can be accommodated quite easy, you know. And for the size of the plant that I've got, I don't know whether that's typical, that's quite a good bloom spike. You know, so I'm quite impressed with that. Delicate little blooms. And there are loads of hybrids in this in the Sarcochilus. Sorry, be told off. You know, so that should mean there's a lot of interesting colours involved as well. A lot of the hybrids are not just amongst themselves, they involve other types of orchids as well. Monopodial obviously, but apart from that, similar. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. This is such a good bit of news. It's going to look like nothing to you. This plant is incredibly precious to me, and I thought I'd lost it. It just got a bad case of rot. And I had to cut all the plant away, leaving one bulb with the tiniest new growth at the base, which I thought I was going to lose. Well, it's pushed out another one. It's now got 2 new growths pushing on. And it's not probably going to produce any new roots for a while. It's living, basically, off of that one bulb. So, but it hasn't shriveled yet. So, you know, it's surviving and it's pushing on. And that plant's important to me. That is, it's Glosson Crispin, or that was its original name. And in here, in my place, it's always going to be called that because of the history that goes with that plant. But I'm so pleased that that's... I'd have a hell of a job to get that again if I did lose it. But I think it's going to make it. It's going to be a long time before that ever blooms again now. If these two growths mature properly, which I doubt if they will, I expect they will be quite undersized, but if they can get to what the plant thinks is a mature pair of growths, it will then produce some more, and those will be the ones that could get up to blooming size. So we're probably looking at a good 2 years, maybe even 3. But I'm happy to wait. I don't care if it takes 5 years. I don't want to lose that plant. But that's a good bit of news. Got to have some good news as well as some of the not so good. It makes the world go round. Anyway, quick last look at the Inlay Alan. Anybody who's got this that may be coming into bloom, that's what you're going to get, something along those lines. Very attractive. A gorgeous colour in the centre. It's difficult to even describe it. I doubt if the camera's representing it properly. But it's a mossy greeny yellow, and it's very attractive. And once it opens up properly, combined with the pale pink, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And then you get the deep purple tips on the end of the petals when it finally opens properly. Anyway, see you next time. That's right, fall over the heater, why don't you? Oh, I keep forgetting to show this. It's naughty of me, but you know me, I'm not a Phalaenopsis person. This is a smashing little Phalaenopsis. It's just a little mini, mounted. It's the one that was, when I mounted it, it was upside down basically, and the 2 leaves that grew after that decided to grow the right way up. So it's half upside down, half up the right way. But the blooms on it are smashing. They're really delicate. This one's just opening, and there's another one to come. This May, on the minis, I often find the spike does this. It produces the buds, and the terminal bud stays small. And then after these blooms disappear, this will start to grow. Yeah? And there could well be an extension to the spike. And tucked round behind it is the old spike, which is branching as well. So it's branching at the very tip and part way back. It looks like there's a third one near the base, but it's not. That's just a bract. But yeah, so there's 2 more branches on the old spike. And that old spike is old as well. It's been there ages. So anyway, a delicate little Phalaenopsis. A very rare sight in here. What have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mounted ones and a potted one. So there are 5 Phalaenopsis tucked in here. And 3 of them have got spikes, plus this one that's come into bloom. So there's only one that isn't sort of doing anything at the moment, but then that one was in bloom a while ago. My Japonica, tucked down there in the cool. That spike's pushing on nicely. Doesn't look like a brilliant plant, but it's producing a nice spike. And what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 buds on that one. So that'll be nice. But that one's a cool grower, so that one stays much lower down in the grow room near the inlet fan where it can get some cool air frequently. That's that one. And I'll do the others another time. So, as I said, I've got an extra load of stuff to do today that I wasn't planning on. Families. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.